Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Continue ahead to begin your franchise. Use the options on the left to edit league settings or change your role to a player or owner. This is the player card. Here you can see your strengths and this is your development trait. Superstar. Here are a player's motivations. How will your team allow? Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. So the Seahawks ready to take over on offense, and it is a first-time Pro Bowler who leads them out, Charles, in his 11th year now, Geno Smith.
When the Seahawks named Smith the starter last season, it gave him an opportunity he wasn't sure he would get again. And then he became one of the best quarterbacks in football and sustained it across a full 17 games when he come back Player of the Year. Saved his career with last season and keeps the Seahawks as true contenders.
Great beginning there under the bright lights of prime time.
Yeah, it takes you back to high school football on a Friday night, doesn't it? When you feel like every eye in the county is on you. In this case, every eye in prime time is on you.
Back to Walker on first down. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Here's Smith now on second down. It's complete to Lockett. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. They'll try for the first with Walker. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100-plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together. Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. 2nd and 9 now. And that nearly an interception here on his opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
They go play action here on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got it at the 15. A big play there for Minnesota. 42 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive. And these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary. And not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. From 13 yards out. And the Vikings put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. They'll try and throw for it. It's caught. And it's 8-0. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
They'll fake it. Now Smith going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he's got it inside the 10. It's a big play there for Seattle. 41 yards.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Ken Walker A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks have come back to make it a 2-point game. Extra point up and through by Myers. And this is now a 1-point game. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. They'll look to throw. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Minnesota. Here's a give to Madison running right. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 8 more yards this time, coming off back-to-back first down pickups. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while, because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Buying time to his left. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 32-yard line. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. A tight one, 8-7 our score after one on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Let's ride out. Let's ride out. Get something together. Let's go. Let's go right here.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff to Chandler. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 4. Now it's the backup Cousins. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Breaker on up.
Cousins gets this one out wide quickly. Call it a gain of a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Up the middle, Nwangwu. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. It's Cousins on the sneak, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Kurt Cousins scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Vikings are able to add on to that lead. Cousins will try and throw. Forced out to his left. And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion, no good. Well, split the difference, and they're right where they would have been with two PATs. They got the two-point conversion the first time. They failed there.
Interesting, isn't it? Because the first time you go after your first score, that feels like a gamble. The second time when they tried it again, that felt like, what the heck, right? Because, as you said, even if you miss it, you split the difference, and you're right on schedule at 14 points.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here, not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
It'll go as a gain of 4. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Brings up 3rd down.
Here's Locke. They'll set up a screen to Charbonnet. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Offense.
Entering accessibility screen, you have 20 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
Possession. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Well, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. Devin Bush in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And now they'll shift things around. They'll drop to throw. Justin Jefferson bringing in the slant.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off usually after about 3 to 4 steps and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
That's down the field for Jefferson. This is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And a little quarterback draw option works to perfection for him.
Yeah, it's hard to account for the quarterback in most situations on defense, and that's why the quarterback draw is so successful. Everyone else covered, makes a little fake, runs into the end zone.
Illegal touching. Offense.
Yeah, we saw that one up here, CD. Offensive team, they touched that before it went 10 yards.
Obviously such a fine line, letting it go the required 10 yards, but also getting to it before the hands team can. Just didn't time it out right, and that results in a flag.
On first down, Locke. And this will be incomplete. Physical play in the football there, and it's second down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives them a first down. Shotgun snap to Locke. To the sideline and incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let it just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Locke off a play action. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
Intended for Derek Young. Incomplete.
Let's go.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing now is Locke. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. That one good for only 6, and it leaves them with a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Myers' kick is good. They're hanging around here as it leads down to 12. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason. A look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, operating one, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe...
That's caught at the 25. A big play there for Minnesota. 63 yards.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one onto the list. When you can bite off more than half the field on one play, things are definitely working in your favor.
And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. Touchdown! Justin Jefferson. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. They'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point... as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage. goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball...
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And say what you want about Lumen Field here in Seattle, but for my money, this is the loudest and most...
Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Continue ahead to begin your franchise. Use the options on the left to edit league settings or change your